Hi everybody, this is Momo and I'm trying out a new angle. My friend Paula wanted to do this angle where it's more like straight on, and she told me you have to try it too, and I'm like, but I've been doing my videos all the same way forever. And she's like, well, it's your 100th episode, which is today, so I'm so excited. Today's my 100th episode. And she said, try something new, and so I want you guys to let me know, do you guys like this angle better? Let me get through the whole video and just leave me a comment and say, yes, I like it, or no, I like the way you've been doing it. So today we're going to make kind of like a lovey-dovey card. I actually want to enter it in Emma's Throwback Thursday challenge, which is a love theme. And what I did was I got an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I cut it the long way at 5.5. So when you fold it in half, it's actually 5.5 by 5.5. And that's my favorite size to do when I'm doing a square card. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and score it using my Martha Stewart scoreboard right at 5.5. And I'm just going to do it like 2 more times because this is paper tray ink and it's kind of thick. And then we're going to go ahead and fold it. Perfect. So there's our little card. Well, it's not little, it's actually pretty big. And then what I did was I wanted to do a lot of layers on this card because, I don't know, it just seemed like the right thing to do. I wanted to have it have a lot of layers to look a little elegant. And so what I decided was I did this black layer, and the black is cut out at 5 by 5. So I'm actually going to have a little bit of a thicker border going around, and I'm just trying to center it the best I can. And that's like totally crooked. Much better. And then I got this pink layer, and the pink layer is cut out at I want to say it's 5 1/4. Nope, it's 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. So we've got the red card base, which is 5.5 by 5.5. We have the black, that's 5 by 5. And then we have this pink layer, which is 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. And then I have this pink lace paper, which is from the new Martha Stewart Valentine pack. And I just love the way that this lace looks. And this one is cut out at 4.5 by 4.5. Now my pink layer is a little off at the top, but it doesn't matter because I'm actually going to do a bow at the top. And I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And I'm going to use some red satin ribbon. I bought a ton of ribbon at Michael's the other day using my 25% off coupon. It was January 1st. And I just got a ton of ribbon. I got a lot of red ribbon because I wanted to do a lot of Valentine's Day cards and love themed cards. So I did get a lot of that. So I'm going to go ahead and cover most of the top. I don't know if I should leave the black. I probably won't. Actually. And the easiest way that one of the little tips that I always do to make it easier for me to tie a bow is to go ahead and run some ATG right across where I'm going to do my bow. And I'm going to show a little bit, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show a little bit of the black. And we're going to go ahead and tie our bow right on this side here. So there's our bow, and I'm going to go ahead and just cut the edges kind of at an angle like this. And something that I've always done since I started making cards is burn the edges of my ribbon, and that's just so that it doesn't fray. And you gotta be really careful when you do this. I have had one card, out of all the cards that I've made, I've had one card go up in flames. So that was not a happy day for me. And then just adjust it, make sure it looks the way you want it to look. And I fluff the little edges like that. And that's good enough for me. Okay, so our next thing that we're gonna do is go ahead and put our Cricut cut together. And what I did was I cut this little wheelbarrow, and this is from the Walk in My Garden cartridge. Now my original idea was to use B is for boy and do a little dump truck, but my little dump truck did not turn out the way that I had hoped. He looked a little too cartoony. Here he is. I already dumped him in the garbage. He looked a little too cartoony for the card since it had lace and satin ribbon and all that stuff, and it just looked a little too cartoony, and I was going to put a bunch of hearts up here at the bottom. I mean, I'm up at the top, so he was carrying the hearts, but that didn't work out. So I ended up using a barrel, and like I said, that's from the Walk in My Garden. And I am going to do some white stitching on it just to kind of define the lines. So I'm just going to do it on the barrel side, and I'm just going to go all the way around. Okay, so I decided that I didn't like the doodling on the back. It just takes away from the card. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of leave him like this. I flipped him over so that it's facing the other way, which is not a big deal. It still looks exactly the same, just without the doodling. So I cut out a bunch of little hearts, and the only thing that I'm gonna do to them is ink them up a little bit, just to kind of have them have a little bit more definition. And I'm just going to use some Cat's Eye, and it's by Martha Stewart, and I am going to use the red so that it makes the pink kind of pop a little bit. Okay, now that I have my hearts inked up, I am going to start placing them on the card kind of where I want them. Okay, so I went ahead and put my little hearts down. I adhered my wheelbarrow, and I did some bling on different parts of the wheelbarrow just to look a little, just to make it look a little more elegant and go with the theme of the card. And what I did was I cut out these two little tag shapes, and they're from Once Upon a Princess. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which is from Scrappy Moms. I'm going to go ahead and put a link at the bottom. And the sentiment that I'm using is sending loads of love. Perfect. And I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this down to the red layer. And this is going to go up here. We're going to go ahead and put some pop dots on the back of this. And as you can see, I had done it in white originally, but it did not look cute because it didn't match the card, because I didn't have any other white on the card. So we're just going to go ahead and put this right about here. And I might put a little bling on this, at least one. So that's it. I hope you guys liked the card. I really love the way that it turned out. And stay tuned for the next one. Smooches. Bye. Mwah.